Hi, I'm Dale from Beaver Valley Woodworking. This week's project, the wall-mounted coat rack. Ripping the board down to 5 inches wide. We're going to be making our coat rack 3 feet long, 36. Measuring 1.5 inches in from all 4 sides of the board. Using a speed square, I added 45-degree lines on all 4 sides. When you're done cutting your miters, both ends of the board are going to look like this. We're going to put a decorative classical cove profile on the edges. Pretty much going to look like that. But one thing I did before I'm going to be running this final piece through, I did a couple test cuts to make sure that fits at the right height. One thing I did on the router table is I took care of the end grain first. By taking care of the end grain first, you're going to take care of what you get called tear out. By taking your final pass with the edge grain, it'll totally take care of that tear out. Here you are, you got your fancy profile. Going to do a light sanding with some 220 grit. Well, for sanding the profile, what I do is I get a sanding sponge. Reason why is by squishing that sponge in there, they'll conform to the profile that you made on the router. Going to add some special walnut wood stain on this project. When I apply the stain, I wipe it on with a staining pad, going with the wood grain. On the opposite side of the staining pad, that's where I wipe up all the extra wood stain. Well, the wood stain's all dry. Now we're going to put a clear coat on. It's going to go with some polyurethane. For the clear coat, I always spray it on. Right now I'm going to do a light sanding with some fine grit sanding sponge. I just do a hand sanding for the finals. Oh yeah, smoother than the baby's bottom. Well, for a wall mounted coat rack, we know we're going to have 5 hooks. So we're going to have a little fun with the math, figuring that out. But right now, I'm only worried about the 2 ends. I know I want these hooks 1 inch in from the edge. Like that. 3/8 from the bottom. They'll make that perfectly centered along the board. I'm going to use a hinge drill to make these holes perfectly lined up. What's so cool is, if you have to drill a hole in the center, all it does is lines up with the hole. You push down, drill bit comes out from the other end. This way, each time when you're doing a pre-drill, regardless if you're installing coat rack hooks or hinges, your hole's perfectly centered. Now we can worry about the center hook. Take a measurement, pretty much from the end of this hook to the end of this is 31, so 31 divided by 2 is 15.5. This lined up at 15.5. Make sure it's 3/8 of an inch down from the top. And a pre-drill. From the end of this hook to the end of this is 15, so 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. Just lined up at 7.5. Well, right now we got our hooks on. Now we're going to be taking some of these hooks off so we can drill our holes for the mounting hole that's going to get mounted on the wall. Mounting holes don't have to be exactly perfect, such long as they're going to be hidden by your hook.
Using a 3/8 phosphor bed, drilling a hole 3/8 deep.
I know what you're thinking, Dale. I got green tape on the wall. I know. There's a reason for that. We'll put our tape measure up. There's a reason for it. Basically, from here to here, 16. From here to here, another 16. That comes up to 32. Or from here to here is 24. The purpose of these numbers is the spacing of your walls, well, the studs inside your walls. Well, majority of the houses are built with 16 centers, as far as in the United States. So, you put this up, put a screw here, here, here. You got a well-mounted quote rack that are, you got 3 screws in, 16 centers. But I know what you're saying, Mr. Smarty Pants, I don't have 16 centers, I got 24 centers. Then you don't need these. Now you got 24 centers. Now you can put 2 screws in here, here to here, or you can move it over and put them here to here for mounting your coat rack. Now the fun part, finding your studs on your wall. Well, now for mounting the coat rack, very important that you use the right screws, that they're long enough. You have to figure it has to be long enough to get you through the drywall, plaster, paneling, whatever you have, and into the stud. So I'm using these 2-inch long screws to line it up with 16 centers. I'm putting the screw in the center first. Right now, I'm not worried about it being level. Okay. Now, you can be hands-free. Put your level up, level it out. The other 2 screws in. Bam, just like that. Now we just have to put our hooks back on. See, as you see, you can't even see the mounting holes. That's cool. And another cool thing is, if you are going to be moving, just take the hooks off, take it down, take it with you. Well, I hope you like it. Wall-mounted coat rack. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Or if you hate it, thumbs down. Feel free to share the video. Well, till next time, be safe, be creative, take care. You can follow Beaver Valley Woodworking on Google+, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Keek, and the brand new BeaverValleyWoodworking.com. Thanks for watching.